before I introduce you to this young man, and I can say young because for me, everybody has somebody who they like and a bit of an idol, and I love what Chris does because he's one of our pioneers of men's cutting and general hairdressing. But I'm going to just list a few things before we go on, for those of you who don't know him, but you should. Men's finalist of British Hairdressing Awards. You would see this gentleman to my left all the time, because he's always in there. He's a member of the Wild Artistic Team. So those... past tense. If you've ever been to Salon International, the Wild stages were the most packed stages. This gentleman was always on there, there's always something new. He's in the Black Hair and Beauty Hall of Fame. And he's won, how many awards have you won there? Because I think, is it double or just one?
No, it's three awards to get to Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Men's Fashion Week, as you saw. One of the things I saw, because that was one of those rare occasions I was home, I saw Chris on Daybreak showing how to shave, wet shave. And that was amazing, especially on Prime TV. Winner of the Guild of European Golden Clipper Award, which again, because if you see how Chris works, he loves scissor work, he loves clipper work. So, I'm not going to go in anymore because we need to know about you. Okay? You're going to have to steal the mic. Okay? Okay, you're going to have to share a mic. Come closer. Not too close, Chris. Right. One of the things, and it's a question everybody wants to hear and they want to know the tidbits, but please just share, how did you get here and how did you start?
Right, that question is very, very big. I'm going to really shorten it for you. How I got here was simply, I put myself in the right place and I tried to do as much as I could with a small bit of whatever I had, just to try and make it all happen. I started barbering and I watched, back in the 90s when everyone was doing this pattern work, loved it, absolutely loved it. So I started off in a small barbershop in Tottenham and I managed to kind of work there for a couple of years, had an opportunity to work at the Afro Beauty Hair Awards, Afro Beauty Hair Show. A guy was meant to do the show, he couldn't work, I said I'll do it for free. Went on stage, did it for free. Then went to Salon International, took my design work to Salon International. Everyone thought, my goodness, what the hell was going on here? So again, bringing different things to the industry as much as possible. I produced an app, the very first barbering app in the UK from a barber. Doing things first, always try and pushing those boundaries. That's how I got here. Usually barbers don't do Fashion Week. I did the largest menswear show, I think it was record-breaking, 105 models. All done in 6 hours. My team, I worked 2 days straight on it, planning and preparing it. The team worked extremely hard. I don't know any show that's got 105 models. We did it for a designer called Bow Time. Again, it's just out of the blue. Just managed to find the right place at the right time and use every opportunity, but being ready. That's key. That's always happened for me.
One of the things, again, for those of you who've just seen Chris has always been a great supporter of the fellowship. And one of the things I've seen him do, and again, he'll probably be modest, I think this guy is one of the pioneers of men's because, we've got to have a huge boom. So where do you see men's? Because I see you as one of the, people to respect in men's and you've started to call as barbers. So tell me where you see that, because men's is huge.
Well, when I started, it was not trending to be a men's hairdresser at all. It really wasn't. And I saw in my career an opportunity to do something different. I wanted to give barbering the opportunity to look at, hairdressers to look at barbering completely different. It was seen to be form and function. To be a barber was a dirty work, honestly, when I started. And I said to my career, I would try and do my best to try and change the perception of barbering. And that's about being my mentor throughout my career. So, being able to put myself in positions like the work at the Moscow Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, what heading teams up, not just being the assistant. Being able to do things like that, showing people, hairdressers, you can do what you can from the very little opportunity. I started off in a small barbershop in Tottenham. Anybody can do it. honestly. And that's what I want to do, give people a chance to see that. British Hairdressing at the moment has gone ballistic, and I'm thankful that I was able to maybe encourage a few people, if not, you know, as much as I could do, because I do feel very passionate about this industry. Whereas now it seemed, one of the things about me, I found one of the things that made me feel really good was when a hairdresser from a big company said, "You've stolen my stylist, she's now doing barbering." And I thought, wow, that's great, because if I can motivate someone to see that part of the industry, see it as something that they can do and push their career, then for me, that's what I'm here to do.
That swiftly moves on to the easiest now for you. It's about textures. You do all textures, and it's really cool because obviously it's about Afro. But tell us how important it is to do all textures, all hair types.
Well, Errol, you are one of my inspirational idols. So I watched your career, and I was a small junior I was in college, and I watched Errol Douglas do a video, and I said, wow, I want to do hairdressing. I want to try and do some hairdressing. I think for me, I don't want to be pigeonholed. When I started to do design work in Salon International, and everyone was like, whoa, look at the design work, I realised that I was getting pigeonholed into doing design work. I don't want to be pigeonholed. So I then changed and I moved around. But Afro hair for me is great because for me it was the foundation. I was able to see shapes. I was able to understand shapes, controlled sharpness, look at detail in a much more interesting way than most at the time. So me bringing that to the industry was my kind of stamp, to actually look at, from taking barbering or Afro hair and looking at it and bringing it to a European arena and then switching it back, doing it on ladies' hair, doing it on men's hair, really be able to just look at texture rather than look at the type of person. Anyone that comes to my chair, I will make sure that they will leave there looking business. And it's great that you guys are here at this fellowship event because what you're doing, you're embracing hair. It's not Afro, it's just what it is. We're humans. We should be able to do everything, you know, as a stylist. That's what I believe. So that's what I've done, and that's what I try to do. That's it.
Right, I'm just going to have to wrap this up because that is so true. I know you're believing in training because, again, this young gentleman has trained my staff. So tell us, just really quickly, because tell us a bit where you're going in the future and tell us how important training is.
Right, it's paramount for me. I started up the Foster Academy because I was frustrated with the lack of quality men's education. And I said, I want to be able to show people how barbering should be. Personally for me, how it should be done. I've worked in Mayfair and Knightsbridge for many, many years, and I wanted to show people the luxury end of grooming. So I set up the Foster Academy. I produced an app, again, just pushing forward and doing things completely different. When the recession was on, I invested time and energy in producing something. Now I am around the world. I was in Norway teaching people how to shave. Norway has not had a barbershop for many years, and I thought, well, I'm going to, you know, they wanted me to come over and teach them how to shave. And again, barbering, they're seeing barbering now as from unisex salons really going into barbering. So the opportunity for barbering and be able to do things differently, education for me is paramount, and that's why I set up my academy, because frustration is sometimes the way to push forward and change things. And change things, that's what I try to do. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. Put your hands together for this gentleman, Chris Foster. Just before we start the workshop, I just want to say a massive thank you to Michelle Thompson, who stood in at the last moment from the Francesco group. She's come all the way from Birmingham to be here, and I've seen this young lady who's come from Manchester. So I don't know, you come from? Oxford. Oxford, that's something great. Anyway, but please, the people who are going to do the workshop, could you go through, and people who are just watching this part of the presentation, thank you very much. But I have to say, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you.